Pastheen by Sir Samuel Ferguson. From the Book of Irish Poetry, Part I. O my fair Pastheen is my heart's delight, Her gay heart loves in her blue eye bright, Like the apple blossom her bosom white, And her neck like the swan's on a March morn bright. Chorus. Then Oro, come with me, come with me, come with me, Oro, come with me, brown girl sweet, And oh, I would go through snow and sleet, If you would come with me, brown girl sweet. Love of my heart, my fair Pastheen, Her cheeks are red as the rose's sheen, But my lips have tasted no more, I ween, Than the glass I drink to the health of my queen. Were I in the town where's mirth and glee, Or 'twixt two barrels of barley bree, With my fair Pastheen upon my knee, 'Tis I would drink to her pleasantly. 9 nights I lay in longing and pain, Betwixt two bushes, beneath the rain, Thinking to see you, love, again, But whistle and call were all in vain. I'll leave my people, both friend and foe, From all the girls in the world I'll go, But from you, sweetheart, oh never, oh no, Till I die in the coffin, stretched cold and low. End of Pastheen. She is my love, by Douglas Hyde. From the Book of Irish Poetry, Part I. She is my love beyond all thought, Though she has wrought my deepest dole, Yet dearer for the cruel pain Than one who fain would make me whole. She is my glittering gem of gems, Who yet contemns my fortune bright, Whose cheek but glows with redder scorn, Since mine has worn a stricken white. She is my sun and moon and star, Who yet so far and cold doth keep, She would not even o'er my bier One tender tear of pity weep. Into my heart unsought she came, A wasting flame, a haunting care, Into my heart of hearts, ah, why? And left to sigh for ever there. End of She is my love. Happy 'tis thou blind for thee, by Douglas Hyde. From the Book of Irish Poetry, Part I. Happy 'tis thou blind for thee, That thou seest not our star. Couldst thou see but as we see her, Thou wouldst be but as we are. Once I pitied sightless men, I was then unscathed by sight. Now I envy those who see not, They can be not hurt by light. Woe who once has seen her please, And then sees her not each hour. Woe for him her love mesh binding, Whose unwinding passes power. End of Happy 'tis thou blind for thee. The Coolun, by Sir Samuel Ferguson. From the Book of Irish Poetry, Part I. Oh, had you seen the Coolun, walking down by the Cuckoo Street, With the dew of the meadow shining on her milk white twinkling feet? Oh, my love she is, and my colleen, Ogle, And she dwells in Balnagar, and she bears the palm of beauty bright, From the fairest that in Erin are. In Balnagar is the Coolun, like the berry on the bough, her cheek. Bright beauty dwells forever on her neck and ringlets sleek. Oh, sweeter is her mouth's soft music than the lark or thrush at dawn, Or the blackbird in the greenwood singing farewell to the setting sun. Rise up, my boy, make ready to horse, for I forth would ride, To follow the modest damsel where she walks on the green hill side. For ever since our youth were we plighted in faith, truth, and wedlock true. Oh, sweeter her voice is 9 times over than organ or cuckoo. And ever since my childhood I've loved the fair and darling child, But our people came between us, and with lucre our pure love defiled. Oh, my woe it is and my bitter pain, And I weep it night and day. that the colleen born of my early love is torn from my heart away. End of the Coolun, the Irish love song by Katharine, Tynan, Hinkson. From the Book of Irish Poetry, Part 1. Would God I were that tender apple blossom, floating and falling from the twisted bough, to lie and faint within your silken bosom, as that does now. Or would I were a little burnished apple, for you to pluck me, gliding by so cold, while sun and shade your robe of lawn will dapple, your hair spun gold. Yea, would God I were among the roses that lean to kiss you as you float between, while on the lowest branch a bud uncloses to touch you, Queen. Nay, since you will not love, would I were growing a happy daisy in the garden path, that so your silver foot might press me going, even unto death. End of Irish Love Song. Cashel of Munster by Edward Walsh. From the Book of Irish Poetry, Part 1. I would wed you, dear, without gold or gear, or counted kine. My wealth you'll be, would fair friends agree, and you be mine. My grief, my gloom, that you do not come, my heart's dear poured to Cashel fair, though our couch were there, but a hard deal board. O come, my bride, o'er the wild hill side to the valley low, a downy bed for my love I'll spread, where waters flow, and we shall stray where streamlets play, the groves among, where echo tells to the listening dells the blackbird's song. Love tender, true, I gave to you, and secret sighs, in hope to see upon you and me one hour arise, when the priest's blessed voice would bind my choice into the ring's strict tie. If wife you be, love, to one but me, love, in grief I'll die. A neck of white has my heart's delight, and breast like snow, and flowing hair, whose ringlets fair to the green grass flow. Alas! that I did not early die, before the day that saw me here from my bosom's dear, far, far away. End of Cashel of Munster. Molly Asthore by George Ogle. From the Book of Irish Poetry, Part 1. As down by Banner's banks I strayed, one evening in May, the little birds with blithest notes made vocal every spray. They sung their little notes of love, they sung them o'er and o'er. Ah, Gramacree, ma Colleen Og, ma Molly Asthore. The daisies pied, and all the sweets the dawn of nature yields. The primrose pale, the violet blue, lay scattered o'er the fields. Such fragrance in the bosom lies of her whom I adore. Ah, Gramacree, ma Colleen Og, ma Molly Asthore. I laid me down upon the bank, bewailing my sad fate, that doomed me thus, the slave of love, and cruel Molly's hate. How can she break the honest heart that wears her in its core? O Gramacree, ma Colleen Og, ma Molly Asthore. You said you loved me, Molly dear. Ah, why did I believe? Yet who could think such tender words were meant but to deceive? That love was all I asked on earth, nay, heaven could give no more. Ah, Gramacree, ma Colleen Og, ma Molly Asthore. Oh, had I all the flocks that graze on yonder yellow hill, or load for me the numerous herds that yon green pastures fill, with her I'd gladly share my kine, with her my fleecy store. Ah, Gramacree, ma Colleen Og, ma Molly Asthore. Two turtle doves above my head sat courting on a bough. I envied them their happiness, to see them bill and coo. Such fondness once for me she showed, but now, alas, 'tis o'er. Ah, Gramacree, ma Colleen Og, ma Molly Asthore. Then fare thee well, my Molly dear, thy loss I e'er shall moan, While life remains in Strephon's heart, it beats for thee alone. Though thou art false, may Heaven on thee its choicest blessings pour, Ah Gram Machree, Ma Colleen Og, Me Molly Asthore. End of Molly Asthore.
Remembrance by Emily Brontë from the Book of Irish Poetry, Part 1. Cold in the earth, in the deep snow above thee, far, far removed, cold in the dreary grave, have I forgot, my only love, to love thee, severed at last by time's all-severing wave? Now, when alone, do my thoughts no longer hover over the mountains on that northern shore, resting their wings where heath and fern leaves cover thy noble heart for ever, evermore? Cold in the earth, and 15 wild Decembers from these brown hills have melted into spring. Faithful, indeed, is this spirit that remembers, after such years of change and suffering. Sweet love of youth, forgive if I forget thee, while the world's tide is bearing me along. Other desires and other hopes beset me, hopes which obscure but cannot do thee wrong. No later light has lighted up my heaven, no second morn has ever shone for me. All my life's bliss from thy dear life was given, all my life's bliss is in the grave with thee. But when the days of golden dreams had perished, and even despair was powerless to destroy, then did I learn how existence could be cherished, strengthened and fed without the aid of joy. Then did I check the tears of useless passion, weaned my young soul from yearning after thine, sternly denied its burning wish to hasten down to that tomb already more than mine. And even yet I dare not let it languish, dare not indulge in memory's rapturous pain. Once drinking deep of that divinest anguish, how could I seek the empty world again? End of Remembrance.
Lament of the Irish Maiden by Denny Lane. On Carrickdoon the heath is brown, the clouds are dark over Ardnur Lee, and many a stream comes rushing down to swell the angry Owner Bree. The moaning blast is sweeping fast through many a leafless tree, and I'm alone, for he is gone, my hawk has flown, Ochone Machree. The heath was green on Carrickdoon, bright shone the sun on Ardnur Lee, the dark green trees bent trembling down to kiss the slumbering Owner Bree. That happy day, 'twas but last May, 'tis like a dream to me, when Donald swore, aye o'er and o'er, we'd part no more, Asthore Machree. Soft April showers and bright May flowers will bring the summer back again, but will they bring me back the hours I spent with my brave Donald then? 'Tis but a chance, for he's gone to France to wear the fleur de lis. But I'll follow you, my Donald do, for still I'm true to you, Machree. End of Lament of the Irish Maiden.
The Desmond from the Book of Irish Poetry, Part 1. By the fields we've benighted, no star in the skies, to thy door by love lighted, I first saw those eyes. Some voice whispered unto me, as the threshold I crossed, there was ruin before me, if I left, I was lost. Love came and brought sorrow, too soon in his train, it's so sweet that tomorrow were welcome again. Though misery's full measure my portion should be, I would drain it with pleasure, if poured out by thee. You who call it dishonour, to bow to this flame, if you've eyes, look upon her, and blush while you blame. Had the pear lost whiteness because of its birth? Had the violet lost brightness for growing near earth? No, man for his glory to ancestry flies, but woman's bright story is still in her eyes, while the monarch but traces through mortals his line. Beauty, born of the graces, ranks next to divine. End of the Desmond.